It's a rainy Sunday afternoon in 2013. Can't believe it's been 20 years, Candy. Anyway, I figured I'd just sit down and slow things down instead of throwing a bunch of comics and stuff at everybody from the halls and stuff. Summer's been pretty active. I've been out of the house a lot, which is actually good. Took a little time off work, like I said. Going to take a little bit more off, day here, day there, and stuff like that. Enjoy it. And got behind on making some videos and stuff because I got a couple of hauls here, you know. And I showed a big one yesterday. I showed the 120 books for $20. I'm going to pick up on that. And it's so good we have a community here and stuff, because I threw that haul on there quickly. Didn't think it was going to run. The video was going to run as long as it did and stuff. And usually I throw out a lot of information out there while I talk about the books, whatever pops in my head, kind of a stream of consciousness once a thing. So High Depot 2, and oh my gosh, somebody else kind of pointed out a few things of the book, so I'm going to slow down and show those real quick. Hal Depot 2 pointed out that this Star Slayer, the log of the Jolly Roger from PC Comics, I almost didn't get this because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this guy really makes me uncomfortable. It's a Mike Grell book, and his whole look kills me, man. He looks like he's dressed in drag in the Red Sonja outfit. He's got that weird 80s mullet look with a porn mustache. You know, I know that was unintentional, it's a sign of the times and stuff, but, you know, just really, I just kind of looked at it and I was like, just maybe kind of cheesy. Turns out, according to Hal Depot 2, this may be the first appearance of the Rocketeer by Dave Stevens and stuff, so that was kind of cool. Took a chance. Whole thing about collecting, man, take a chance. Those books were so cheap, how could I put them up? And I think, and I knew this, but where I was just going through the books and stuff, and I hadn't really, you know, just was going so quick. This was not the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. This is the first appearance of Stormbringer, his hammer that Odin granted him. And I'm not going to get into the whole story about Beta Ray Bill and stuff like that, but that's 339. That's still a sort of a key book, because what cracks me up about him calling it Stormbringer is that it fits, you know, God of Thunder and everything like that. But it's also a little throwback there, a little, you know, nod and a wink to Michael Moorcock for his Elric sword, you know, Stormbringer's novel. So that was cool. Cool to have a community point things out like that. Then I went blank on what this book, key book was. Is in the new Thor movie coming out later this year. I think the character's name, I'm going to blank again, is Malekith, the Dark Elf. This is his first appearance. He's going to be the villain in Thor, according to rumor and stuff, what I've heard. I haven't seen anything really putting that in. But just to give you an idea of what he looks like by Walt Simonson, you know, there he is. So, you know, right there, 3 possible key books just by trying to hurry up and get a stack of books for somebody to hold it out from under me. Now, I want to throw out 2 things about two shout-outs there. Hal Depot 2 just made a video where I personally was really, I was glad to see it, because I think it was at Heroes Con in June we had a talk when I met him, where he was talking about he has this Walking Dead book, and I'm going to let you watch the video. He had a Walking Dead book that he's going to get CGC'd and get it signed through somebody, by somebody who was on the TV show The Walking Dead, and I think somebody worked on the book, and it was like, I want to say the book was an exclusive at a another, probably a San Diego or some other convention, and he got that video in, and I could just tell he got the book in, and he put the video up, and he was so proud to have it and stuff, and I knew, I mean, I've been waiting on that, and I knew, and that's one of the reasons I love watching some of these videos, if somebody gets that thing they worked for, and you can just tell they're so pleased, which was kind of cool. Another person I want to shout out there is that, and he's a huge part of the community, man. He's always commenting, he's always watching, and he makes videos different than the rest of us. It's Thuggy1. I'm trying to go quick here so this vlog doesn't run up. But with all due respect, you know, Thuggy1, he'll take a comic book, and I don't know if he scans the pages individually. I know there's some work involved. I'm not sure what his process is, but he takes a classic story, we'll say, of a comic book, and he'll have it to where he's broken down the video to where it pans across the individual panels, or he'll set them up to where the story is being told. It's like you're reading a comic book, but the panels are moving and stuff, and he has a soundtrack to it, some mood music and stuff. And every now and then, man, he hits a little magic there with his videos, and Thuggy1 does not get the praise he deserves. Go check out Thuggy1's videos, okay? And that's been a long time coming, me praising that and stuff, okay? So, anyway, real quick, one of the hauls I was talking about that I skipped is the 28th of June 2013. I went out, if this shows up, and I got a crap load of books for 50 cents a piece. Now, it was Hellblazer, Spider-Man, I think some Unwritten, this and that. I'm not going to make a video of those because it was Justice League, the 52 books. I think I got a bunch of Batman, what is that book, Dark Knight? It's the villains. It's more about the villains than Batman. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of those. I flipped through them, and what's going to happen is I'm going to end up putting a bunch of those on eBay. So there'll be an eBay video coming up. Another future video I'm thinking about doing is I was kind of playing around with it today. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've got a whole shelf over here where I got all my movies and stuff, but I got one shelf where it's just my favorite 80s movies. And it's not so much a nostalgic thing. I mean, I grew up on those movies. I'm an 80s kid and stuff, but some of those, I'm going to make a video talking about those. And if you're interested in hearing about that video, let me know. You know, I don't want to waste my time. I mean, it's a personal thing, and I just figure I'll just go down the line and describe 80s movies, what made 80s movies magical, what they were really about, and, you know, just kind of have a nostalgic thing. Getting back to Community here, some of the things I've been liking seeing is Astro City apparently has really taken off with a lot of members. That is one of those books that's near and dear to my heart. I've been there from ground one, and it's so good to see the book not only come back, but to see other people talking about it, having it pop up in other videos. That's one of the books I'm a huge supporter of because it's one of the last comics out there that's about being a comic. You know, it's a comic for a comic's sake. You don't need to know what happened before. You can pick up any issue, and it can treat you like a new reader, and it's fresh, and it just goes, and all the stories are just so innovative with their point of view and stuff. Some of the music I've been seeing with Constant Bromstar and all this stuff, White Stripes, you know, let me take my hat off to you and stuff. I could sit here and tell you some other Jack and White stuff to go look up, but I think you'll have fun finding it for yourself if you like it. And now back to Community there and stuff like that. Steve Ogden. I got a whole bunch of new subscribers. So let me explain Steve Ogden real quick. Steve Ogden is a member of the community. And for you new guys, even if you don't make videos, you're still, we are all still peers here. You know, you comment and watching and stuff like that. It's part of the community. And part of the community is like, say, you know, I can watch Hippies Collectibles and I can watch Captain Strangelove, and I'm right there, even though those guys are older than me. I've just read comic books for so long, and they're, you know, I respect the old school guys who did the EC Comics and the Al Williamsons and the Wally Woods and you know, all those names. And then like you get somebody like Constant Bromstar, we're maybe a few years apart in age and stuff, and we kind of click on some of the things we like. I mean, it's eerie, you know. And like you know, we're into the heavy metal and the movies and some of that stuff while we were growing up. We whip out the same stuff. And we do a show called Tuesdays called Finally Designed, and there's been a couple times there where we get ready to talk about a book, and he holds his up, you know, and I hold mine up. You know, we didn't plan that and stuff. So Steve Ogden is that guy who I'm like that with, but Steve Ogden is the guy who fills in the gaps for me. Like little things I've heard of, or I've been curious, or I'm completely wrong, or I didn't hear the whole story when it comes to pop culture and stuff like that. And then there's something, you know, we just kind of sync up like that. And we talk on the phone every now and then, and those phone calls usually end up being anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours stuff. We just go, you know, all that stuff. So he sends me packages every now and then. Last package he sent me, just real quick, you know, he sent me the white bagged edition of the Return of Superman, where he returned after, you know, Doomsday took him out, which was very cool. But what he sent me, and I can't remember if I said I'd heard about this or not, but this is not what we were talking about. Real quick, he sent me 2 pulp novels, Weird Heroes from 1975. And what this is that this is a celebration of the American pulps of the 30s that brought us Sam Spade. I'm reading this right out of the book. Doc Savage, Sheena the Shadow, Captain Future, and the Lone Ranger. Now in the 70s, they bring in all these artists and writers, you know, based mostly from the comic book field at the time, and they bring us back some new pulp heroes they're doing. This has Harlan Ellison, Steve Englehart, Elliot S. Megan, Jim Steranko, Neil Adams, Esteban Morato, and stuff like that. And they've all come in, and you know, it's pulp novels, but like Harlan Ellison wrote a story, and it's got illustrations by Neil Adams. Okay, just amazing stuff, you know. And I wished I'd had the foresight to go through there and, you know, give you an idea of what's in here. And there's 2 volumes of this, you know. And this one has Philip Jose Farmer. I think they both have Philip Jose Farmer, who's by far one of my favorite, if not the favorite, sci-fi author. Archie Goodwin, Jim Steranko, Alex Nino, Tom Sutton. Just, I'm so grateful to get these, and I have a feeling these are kind of pricey. I'm pretty sure these are worth some money and stuff. There's 2 of them from 1975. These things are in great condition, and I cannot wait to just go through and enjoy the stories and enjoy the art. Just amazing. And I remember seeing this really great Neil Adams shot in one of these. And Jim Steranko. Of course, I can't find him now that I'm on camera. But yeah. There's one character in here that I'm trying to think what his name is, but Guts the Greaser or something like that. Anyway, here's your little, I think that's Jim Starlin there. So, it's great stuff. Let me look real quick, the one I'm dying to read. Guts the Cosmic Greaser. You know, there you go. Steve Ogson, a couple months ago, he sent me another package where when I was a kid, this is the 80s and stuff like that, and I was a D&D gamer, man, when I was 13, playing with the older kids and stuff for years and stuff, and I never really went to a comic book shop until like 89. Never really went to one that I can recall and stuff. But somewhere along the line, there's these 3 older guys. I was like 13 or something like that. There's these 3 other guys, and they were sitting there, and they were older than me, and they were kind of like the elitist thing. They're probably running businesses now, but if you're in the 80s, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. They had, these 3 guys were a little bit overweight, and they had the tight black t-shirts and the jeans that were way too tight, and they had the nasty, dirty high tops, white high tops and stuff, exactly what I was wearing too. But then they had like the brown, what I call birth control BC glasses, where I was in the military and stuff, and they were kind of elitist, but they were talking about this comic, and I saw one of them, I think, on them. I don't know, I can't remember. It's an old memory, but it was about the Secret Invasion. Now Steve Ogden sent this to me, and it was weird because like I had been dying to find this book and remember what it is, because I heard these guys talking about it. And this book is a period piece where it takes place in the 80s. Excuse me, it came out in the 80s, but it took place in the 50s, and it plays on the alien invasions, the Red Scare, the communism, the paranoia of the 50s. It's got a film and war kind of approach to it, and it's still kind of light while it's doing this and stuff. It's just a great book. So fast forward, we'll say that was 1985, 86 or something. I don't think Guns N' Roses had come out, but it wasn't too long after that. But anyway, so flash forward to 2000. I'm older. I have this 15-year-old memory, I think, and I'm, got a kid now. I'm a grown-up. Been married a few years, and I walk into a comic book shop and I see this. Now, if you look at that, what I just told you about Secret Invasion, I was kind of thinking, oh wow, that suit's from the 50s. Looks like he's got a pompadour, the spotlights, and all this stuff. And I'm thinking this is it, and I pick it up, and it's not. Then I'm like, this guy's ripping off Bruce Timm, but it's different. And I put the book back. Lo and behold, 3 months later, this book is all over the place, man. It's in Entertainment Weekly. It's in Wizard Magazine. It's just, you can't go anywhere without hearing about this. There's even some TV shows where this thing popped up in the background, just the comic and stuff, like reality shows when they're starting to take off or something. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had #1 in my hand. It was a hot book and stuff. So I collected it from issue like 7 up after that and stuff. And what this book is like, I'm going to do a whole video on it. What this book is like imagine Law and Order, SVU maybe. Stabler and, oh my God, Benson, Stabler and Benson, those 2 detectives and stuff. Kind of has this feel because these are cops who they go through and they investigate superhero homicides, if you will, and it's by Bendis. And to me, this is the good Bendis stuff. I've never been comfortable with any of his superhero work. I don't like it when he tries to be funny in his books, like with Spider-Man, because I don't think he's funny. The crime comics is what he needs. And I was so glad to get this because I got on eBay on July 4th. A little tip here, I can't believe I'm putting this out, but there's not a lot of competition on summer holidays if you want to get in there and try to win something on eBay. It's the lean time, everybody's out doing stuff. I got 1 and 2, all I need is number 6 now for volume 1. I think there's 37 issues, and I've had them forever, but I finally got 1 and 2, and I've been looking for number 1 forever. 1 and 2 for 15 bucks, $14.99. And that's still a steal because the books actually should book for between $10 and $12. But thanks to The Walking Dead being a comic book and taking off into this phenomenon of a TV show it is, they've been trying to make Powers into a pilot for years. So all these guys are getting their number 1s, getting on eBay, and they're charging anywhere from like 25 to, I've seen them go as 80 to high as $80 for months. The book is freaking worth anywhere between $10 and $12. The book that's worth money is number 3, and that's about a $20 book, and I ended up getting this for like $1, you know, a couple months ago, I think. So I was very happy to get that, and I might do a whole video on Powers if anybody wants to see it. Okay, that little personal thing that I got here is I went out one day and stuff like that, and for you Thunderbirds guys out there, apparently in 1994 they had a whole toy line of these Thunderbird toys. I don't know, from Matchbox. I don't know where they came from, but I found this for $1. It's Scott Tracy, the eldest of the Tracy brothers, from that marionette show, and that was kind of cool to find. And back when this book came out, I didn't get it. This was like around 2007, I think, and 52 started. And if you guys don't remember DC 52, it was a 52 issue weekly I Shall Return. Alright, well, you know, I had a phone call, so I'm just going to edit some of this video out, and I have no idea where I left off, so when this links up, it might be kind of funny. But anyway, I think I got through talking about Powers. Some of that 50-cent haul that I was talking about, the comics for 50 cents and stuff like that. Back when 52 came out, the weekly series that came out from DC in 2007, it came out every week, so I had to budget money, and that caused me from not getting this, The Spirit. Now, I had 3 or 4 issues floating around forever, picking them as I can. Well, I got the complete Darwin Cook's stuff. Alright, 1 through 12. And I cannot wait to read this because Darwin Cook always delivers. He adds drama. He did The New Frontier. He did some Catwoman that everybody loved. And when it came to Before Watchmen, he did the 2 series that really won me over, with Minutemen and Silk Spectre with Amanda Connor. Minutemen, I think he did the writing and drawing. So, you know, Darwin Cook delivers, and he did the first 12 issues. So I finally get to sit down and read these, and I got a feeling he's going to be heavy on the film noir kind of stuff on it and stuff. He even brought back Ebony White, that if you know who that character is, he didn't shy away from the racial cliches of the 40s and stuff that were unintentional and stuff like that. So, you know, he brought it home, and as you can see from these covers and stuff, you know, even if these books aren't spectacular, I got a feeling they're going to be a satisfying read. And I'm probably going to end up getting all the issues of the Spirit series if I like this, because Sergio Aragonis and Mark Evanier ended up coming in writing it, and they brought in different artists. In issue 14, they've had Mike Ploog come in. I'm a huge Mike Ploog fan. I ain't going to go into who that is right now. But I think he also did the last 2 issues of this. I think this thing only ran to like issue 32 or 37. And I know where a bunch of them are for 50 cents, you know. And something I don't know if why I'm even mentioning it and stuff, but you know, sometimes you reach an age where you think about, oh, I'd like to do this and I'd like to do that, and you dabble around and you play around and you get your confidence going and stuff. Later this week, hopefully be this week, we're definitely going to talk this week. He got back to me. There's a local guy down here where I'm living at, and I don't want to say his name is Dionysus Metal Cult. And he has an underground band, and he makes his own comic book, completely self-published himself, and he's agreed to come on for like an interview with this and stuff. I've talked to him here and there, and he's all excited about it. I explained to him about the YouTube community and stuff, and I asked him, how do you get this thing published and stuff, and he talks about how he'll talk about it, what he does and stuff. Well, I've been having this stuff percolate. If you watch my videos, you know for years I've had story ideas and all this stuff. Well, what happened is I went out to a place called Christiansburg, and there's a hobby shop called Michael's and stuff, and anything that was 9 inches by 12 inches was on sale for $5, and one of my friends ended up buying me Bristol board. Okay, Bristol board is the paper. They're usually bigger than this and all this stuff that they do comic books on, and they bought me some more ink and stuff. They bought it for me, right? So I'm going to be doing my own comic. And I have no idea if you guys will ever see the light of day of this thing. This is like one of those personal things for me, so I can look at it and say I did something. I don't even know if I'll even try to get it self-published or anything like that. But it's definitely something I want to be working on and doing on my own. And it's not going to be superhero, well, no, let me back up. It's going to be kind of a stream of consciousness thing, okay? Think of Harvey P. Carr, you know, with just a haphazard, non-structured kind of way thing. It's going to be about me and some funny stories that I have and whatever else pops in my head. You know, it's going to go here and there, and then maybe in the middle of it I'll just put in like a little page or two of like a superhero story or whatever just pops in my head. Whatever I want to do in it, I want to put it in there. It's going to be like the old underground comics, to where I'm not trying to do like LSD comics or anything like that, but there's a way where people would do books, and you know, they do 3 or 4 pages and it'd be something completely different. So I'm gonna play around with that. Could be some, you know, so I got 40 pages worth there and stuff, so I figure maybe shoot for this thing to be, you know, 32, 34 pages, and actually might try to do a cover for it, see if I can scan it. I don't want the pages to be huge where I can't scan it. So I'm gonna be playing around with that for the next couple months when I have, you know, have free time and stuff here, you know, and play with that. Anyway, I just want to check in, do a little vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you want me to do a video on powers explaining it. Let me know if you wanted me to do the 80s videos. I mean, I got some ideas, and I'll probably end up doing them anyway. But, you know, I like, you know, you guys watch this stuff. You know, it's my channel, man. But, you know, you guys are the ones that pop up and watch it. So I have no problem taking requests and stuff, or, you know, anything. So enjoy your summer. Good to see you, you know, and catch you later.